All right, so now let's look at some examples where we have to use multiple rules in the same problem. So our directions are the same directions that we've seen previously to write the following expression as a single logarithm. So our goal is to end up with the letters log only once. That's our goal. We're looking for a single logarithm. So on this first example we're looking at, one of the things I want to point out is that we cannot use the rule log base b of m plus log base b of n. We can't use that rule because we don't have single log plus single log. What's throwing us off are the coefficients 2 and 3 here. So we have to handle those coefficients first. So as far as the order that we do things in, that should jump out and say, you know what, I got to get rid of that coefficient. And that's where we're going to use the newest rule that we came up with that says I can take that coefficient up as a power. And I'm going to do the same thing in this second log. Is I'm going to take that 3 up as a power. 3 squared is 9. 2 cubed is 8. Now I can use that rule that says when I'm adding two logarithms together, I can write a single logarithm by multiplying their arguments. 9 times 8 is 72. Now, just a reminder, I know I mentioned this earlier in the lesson, but it's a big pet peeve of mine that we write these properly. The letters log and the argument 72 are on the same line on your lined paper. The 5 for the base is a subscript, a little bit lower. Let's look at the second part of this example. For the second part, again, you're seeing a coefficient here. We got to handle the coefficients first. You can't use your sum or difference, or if you want to call it your product or quotient rule, we can't use those if we have coefficients in front. So the first thing we got to do is to take that coefficient of 3 and bring it up as a power. Now that we're taking the difference of two logarithms, we can make a single logarithm by making this into a division problem. The x cubed goes on the top, the x plus 1 goes in the bottom. Nothing simplifies there. That's as good as we can get. Now we have 3 logarithms in this last piece. What you want to look at is the fact that these guys are positive. We're going to multiply their arguments, or in other words, they'll be in the top. This last guy that we have a subtraction sign with, we're going to divide by that argument, or in other words, that argument goes in the bottom. So that's something I want you to think about as you look at this guy, because then we can just say it's log base 4. Up top I have 25 times 3. In the bottom I have a 5. And then I can start simplifying stuff. I can say that's 75 over 5. 75 over 5 is 15.